Welcome back to the studio. We're gonna do something different this week. I thought I might show my face. And we're gonna add some texture to the backgrounds of our paintings, like this one. I took actual leaves. This is watercolor. And I took actual leaves and used them as a stamp in the background. And there's tissue paper that I stamped. I actually stamped our address on it, but it didn't matter what I was stamping on it. It just added a different texture to the paper, and you can't read it. It bled and created some like really pretty purple colors. And I did some splatters. So yeah, let's get right into the project, and we'll start adding some texture to our backgrounds of our watercolors. All right, let's trying to get some texture over here on this watercolor. I had shown this in some other videos. I didn't actually paint it in a video, but if you're interested in me painting some watercolors in this style, certainly let me know. I have a couple of other watercolors in various stages, entering some in exhibitions. So if you want to tag along and see how I paint in watercolor, certainly let me know that, and I can just film as I'm working. But I did a ton of research, and I didn't want to leave it blank over here because I've got a lot of texture going on this side, so I didn't want to just leave it you know, just plain blue space. So I think I'm going to take this medical gauze and embed it. Maybe I don't need that big of a piece. I've never done this before, so this is a trial. We're doing it together. Let's see. I think maybe I'll just take half of this amount. Just cotton. I'm gonna distort it and pull it as much as I can. I do like to make sure that I have something going off of each side of the page. So I'm going to bring, I don't know, I wanted to maybe leave that stem where you could see it, but maybe I won't. All right, let's get some, I'm using Daniel Smith transparent watercolor ground. Oh, crap. I just dropped it on my finger. All right, so it says that I should probably put this on like a wax paper, and then do this, and then on one side, and then apply it to the paper. But I'm just gonna do this and kind of like tack it down. I want this to be like the ripples in the water, and I want to make sure that it comes over and makes contact with some of the lily pads, because you want to make sure that all your elements are overlapping and touching, and you've got elements going off of each side of the page or corner, and I try to make sure that each of my corners are different. Let's see, what else do I do? This is a lot. There we go. I don't know, does that look like water? I hope so. I think I'm gonna have to put quite a bit of this on. I have seen another artist use this technique, but she doesn't embed it actually on the paper. I actually wanted to have actual texture on the page. She creates texture, but with just color. Oh, that's better. You gotta use quite a bit of it, I think. There, that looks pretty good. I'm a little concerned about that area. I think what happened was my seal had come off in shipping, so it wasn't sealed very good. It also shipped during like some of the coldest weather, so it could have frozen too. So maybe I shouldn't be ordering paint products in the freezing cold. All right, let's try another piece. I want this to be touching this. I will see how it stays. I can put it however I want, but the tacking it down seems to have a mind of its own. Oh, I just spilled it on the floor. I never said that I was a neat artist. Oh, jeez Louise. I'm not sure if maybe I should put there we go. that works pretty good. That works better. There, we'll let that dry and we'll come back and do some painting. All right, it's dry now, and I tested a little spot here, and I thought that it was gonna be like too much paint and not enough white was gonna be showing. So I used a different brush because I was using a round brush with synthetic bristles. I don't know what this is. This is something China. I just get these in the cheap pack. You get 5 million for $1. And I think that was just hitting too many of the strings. So then I found this. I don't even know what this is. It just says 1/2 inch, but it's definitely real hair, because you do that and it stays. So I know that that's real hair. And I tried that, and that looks much better. So I think it will skip over a bunch of stuff. So let's see and keep those whites that I was looking for. Might be a little bit too much water, but that's okay. Come in with that darker blue as well, because I think I want to have my darks run like this in the painting. My lights kind of run this way, like this. So I try to think about that, mostly my path of light. I don't really think about my path of dark, but since this is a fairly big section of dark, I also like to make sure that this color blue is on this side of the lily pad. I try to continue it on this side, and then I'll fade it out maybe, so because I don't want to create what they call a tangent. I gotta go get another blue. Here we go. This one is kind of pretty. It's I got it out of a kit. I think you just get these at like Walmart. It's Essential Watercolors. My mom gave it to me. She gave me a set that she thought she was going to use as Prussian blue. It's really not a great Prussian blue, but it gives me some varying colors. So let's get out my ultramarine. Oh, and I think I might use a phthalo. These are the Master's Touch brands. I painted it with the Master's Touch over here too, mostly. I think there might be a couple of other, maybe 1 or 2 other brands in there, but it was mostly the Master's Touch, what you get at Hobby Lobby. Ooh, that's a lot. And then some phthalo. So I like to vary my colors so that also creates some different interest and different textures. Let's see. I might come in with that round brush actually, because I wanna. It was a little unpredictable. In the big sections that was fine, but I didn't want to get it onto anything here. and then I'll fade it. Oh, that's really nice. Make sure that and I also like to make sure, see, this is light, so this has to be dark. So I like that contrast. If you guys are interested in like some of my rules and techniques, I'm not an expert, but you know, it's kind of fun to see what other people's points of views are and how they do things. Doesn't mean I'm doing it right, but it's doing something that works for me. As long as you're creating and you're happy with your art, that's all that matters. Here, something like that. And like I said, I had blue, this blue here, so you want to continue it on this side, and then you can fade it out. I don't want to have, when I come to the edge of my pages, to the edge of the paper, I like to make sure that it's faded too. That's another thing that I like to make sure that I fade. Just fade out the edges, like they call that vignette? The vignette? So this brush is definitely uncontrollable, so I want to make sure that I continue this color down this way. I said and you can overlap colors. Some people are like, oh, you can't overlap watercolors. I make sure that your our layer, I make sure that your underlayer is dry before you come in. That's another thing that we could also, take a look at and explore. Let's see. I don't want to bore you to death. I don't know if this is interesting or not. This holds a lot of water. I don't want to make you sick either, but I want to. Let's see if I can take that stiffer synthetic bristles and move that around so I don't have a hard edge. I know some people complain about that was completely dry because I did that last night. I come in and move around my paints all the time. I'm not gonna say I never have an issue with those hard lines, but I think that that's created, don't quote me on it, but I think that it's created because your paint dried too fast. I let my paints dry overnight. Well, I also make sure that I fade out and I don't have any harsh lines while the paint is still wet, but when I don't dry with like a hair dryer or anything like that, if I don't have to. So I let that dry and I could come in today and move that paint around. I didn't have any issues at all. A lot of it is your paper. This is probably not 100% cotton. It's probably more of a cellulose paper, but I don't have any issues with using papers like that. I do have some cotton papers, but I don't tend to use cotton. I was doing that darker color. Do that over here. say? I'm gonna come in and I've got some things to clean up. Like, I need to create some shadows. I did one here and I was like, yep, it needs that. So I'm gonna continue making some shadows under here and under here. Intensify the shadows in these. I gotta finish these couple of leaves. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. I don't really paint with real hair. I generally have, you know, synthetic brushes. This, I don't know where I got it. I got a bunch of old brushes from my cousin's grandmother. When she passed away. So that was probably something that she had. I've had them for so long, I just don't know anymore. I can't believe how much water. I don't paint this way. So bear with me. This isn't really, I don't paint with paintbrushes like this, you know, so I'm not used to having so much water. Which is fine. I'm having fun. Just not used to the process. I used to having way more control. Because I do, well, I had been, but I'm trying to get into more abstract with my watercolor, so that I can get more texture. Yeah, that looks fun. Huh. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I'll finish this up, go in and tighten up some of the details. I'll post this finished product on my Instagram, so go ahead. I'm Steffi Higgy. It's STEFFIE_HIGGI on Instagram, and I'll post the photo there. So I hope to see you over there. All right, I wanted to get back on here and thank all of my new subscribers and welcome to all my new creative friends. I hope that was helpful, and if you have any questions, certainly comment them in below and I'll answer them next week in next week's video. But I want you to stay messy, playful, and wild, and we'll see you next week in the studio.